Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And I think we're just waiting for a few more people to come in, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for those who are here already. We're going to be starting in just a few minutes, inshallah. And we got some people popping in from all over the place. Alhamdulillah, and we got some awesome MCs coming up to be with us as well. So, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, we'll begin very, very, very soon, inshallah. Hey, Sister Ivana, exactly. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, inshallah. It does promise to be legendary, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, Ramadan is here, guys. Alhamdulillah, it's almost like that's it. It's almost gone, subhanallah. We've been going through so fast through Ramadan. And I hope that it's going well for everyone. I know the last couple of nights are on us, inshallah, tonight, just in a few hours, at least here in the Midwest. I'm in Toronto, but we say we're in the Midwest. Alhamdulillah. We'll inshallah be entering into the 27th night. So inshallah, everyone's getting ready for an awesome last few nights of Ramadan. Lots of du'as. Hope your special du'as are loaded up and ready to go for tonight. Inshallah, inshallah. I can't wait to hear from everyone inshallah tonight and have some fun together with you guys. Alhamdulillah. We'll give a couple of minutes for everyone to join on. And that's so the comments box, by the way, for everyone, just so you guys know a couple of things. The way that it works is that we're actually tagging you through a system and it's going out to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. This technology is so amazing. Technology. So alhamdulillah, what you guys can do, hey, what you guys can do is when you throw comments in the box, will actually come out. But just be careful. My wife is watching also. So if you send something and you get me to sleep on the couch, I will. All right. Anyways, listen, alhamdulillah. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves, inshallah, mashallah, and everyone is doing well. As well, a super special announcement, mashallah, is that alhamdulillah, in the house, alhamdulillah, is that in the month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens up many doors for us. And one of the doors is this huge reward when we do ibadah for ourselves, and as well we help our community. And so fundraising and donations is part of the thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases our reward in. And part of tonight's program is obviously opening the doors for MYNA, for contributions towards MYNA for all the work that we do, alhamdulillah. So I won't go too much into it, but the link is open. So if you go right now, myna.org/late night show, myna.org/late night show, you'll see a bottom at the bottom. You'll see a button at the bottom, which is donate. And you go there and enter in your information, inshallah. And we're going to, keep a running tab of that, inshallah, through the evening. So we'll have some fun with it and we'll get the program going, inshallah, as well very soon. And then we'll keep alhamdulillah, we'll keep the program going, very fun. And then we'll keep you guys updated as to where we're at with the numbers and all that sort of fun stuff. Guys, we have an awesome lineup for you guys tonight. I can't believe it. We got Joshua Salaam from Native Deen. We got brother Habeeb Quadri in the house. If you guys don't know, yeah, you think, oh, he's a principal, he's educated. Listen, let me tell you, this guy used to roll with the comedians back in the day. So he's got a lot of funny bones. And if you've seen how tall he is, those funny bones are pretty big, alhamdulillah. So we're definitely gonna have a good time, inshallah, with these two. And then inshallah, when our MCs are gonna be joining us. No, I'm not gonna be leading tonight. So I know you guys like, oh, this guy, forget about him. Where's the youth, right? We're gonna have some youth in the house, and inshallah, in the house, leading tonight's program, leading tonight's show, inshallah. Brother Zach and Sister Pashmina, alhamdulillah, both coming out of the Mid-Atlantic crew, mashallah. There's something about that Mid-Atlantic region. I don't know. There's something about it. You guys got to tell me what's up with it in America. It's definitely putting out a lot of all-stars, mashallah. So alhamdulillah, we'll have some definitely a lot of fun tonight, and we'll put together an awesome program for you guys. Definitely keep the chat happening and keep it live. All right. Keep it fun, inshallah, as well. Keep it clean, people. This is PG-13. And it's Ramadan, okay? And we're still fasting, alhamdulillah. California is going to be fasting for another 12 hours, but alhamdulillah, the rest of us will be making it pretty soon. But alhamdulillah, just definitely give your support and they make it really fun. Who do we have in the house right now? Hannah Ahmed in the house. Woohoo, mashallah. Ala Abdudayim, mashallah. Hanya Lakhani, my wife. Oh, baby, you're coming for me. Give my show. Oh, alhamdulillah. I'm sure it's my kids who are there. Hi, Abi. Hi. Hi. Assalamu alaikum, Asi Jan. Assalamu alaikum is how we greet. Alhamdulillah. Andrea, Nanisa Siddiqui, and Alhamdulillah. Andrea, mashallah, good crew from in Toronto. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. We used to play hockey. I used to play hockey with her husband back in the day, Talha. This guy embarrassed me too many times. So maybe we'll make some good fun of him today. Alhamdulillah. Sidra and Bilal in the house, mashallah. An old Mina couple, alhamdulillah. But we'll save that comedy show for another night. Mina couples, but alhamdulillah, parental approved and loved Mina couples. Alhamdulillah, only the halal way. That's how we roll. PPL, mashallah, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Dina Fahmi in the house, alhamdulillah. All the way from Kentucky. I love it. Khalid Khirfan Flint in the house. Mashallah, mashallah. So happy. No PG, no 13. Ibadah, alhamdulillah. Keeping it real, keeping it real. Samsun, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And who else we got? Azza Abid from California in the house. Mashallah, mashallah. Summer Iqbal, listen, Go Gators. Listen, let me tell you, okay, Go Gators. She lives in, what is it, Austin, Houston now? Austin. I mean, right now, and alhamdulillah, she's still her Gators, Florida fan. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Oh, I'm so excited about today. You guys are making it live. Salima in the house. Mashallah, mashallah, mashallah. So I'm happy that you guys are all joining us. We have an awesome program set up for you guys tonight. We have some awesome speakers. We have some cool, fun stories that we're going to be sharing. We have some cool, some updates to let you guys know about what's going on with MYNA and where we're at. And obviously, we're going to pull it together and show with some nice du'as and some nice fun. We're into the last few nights of Ramadan, inshallah. So we definitely want to keep it live and keep it fun. We want to keep our ibadah there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of our du'as, especially on these last few nights that are coming together. I hope everyone's sujuds are on point. I hope everyone's ruku are on point. I hope everyone's siyam and qiyam and our tahajjuds are on point. Obviously, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. This is so important for us to be, getting into. Sana Darda are using House Party. No, we're actually using this thing. It's called StreamYard. So it's a really cool app that some of our committee, alhamdulillah, put together, and we should hopefully get our committee on the chat for tonight. Let you guys meet them, Brother Amin and Sister Maryam Khalid, Sister Bayan, alhamdulillah. So there's an awesome crew here, mashallah. We'll get them on the screen hopefully later tonight for you guys to all meet them. And I know everyone's on this thing, so it's got a backstage. So everyone's backstage right now in this other chat, and they're like plotting and planning probably right now. Hey, let's let Fiyyaz stay out there for 10 minutes and let's see how long he can go for. What they don't know is I can go on for a long time and I can bore people like there's no tomorrow. Alhamdulillah. But just kidding around. Oh, Pashmina. Pashmina, what are you wearing? Is that a Pashmina? Guys, that was it. We're done. Drop the mic. I'm good to go. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Pashmina.
Oh, wow. Cut him off mid-sentence. Wow. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Zakareeya Zayd. Currently, I am an officer with MYNA, and inshallah, I'm going to be co-emceeing with my other MC, who's also from the Mid-Atlantic region. Pashmina, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. My name is Pashmina, and I'm going to be your other MC with, of course, Zakareeya Zayd, better known as Brother Z Beats. And inshallah, just to familiarize you with who I am in this space, because you're probably going to see it a lot in the future. I'm also an officer with MYNA, and I'm part of the Mid-Atlantic region, and currently I am the Mid-Atlantic REC PR chair. So.
Cool. Inshallah, like Brother Fiyyaz said, we have a bunch of awesome things lined up for you guys tonight. But before we introduce our speakers and introduce, some of the other programming, I just want to let you guys know about the fundraising opportunity that's going to be taking place throughout this entire show. So if you go to www.myna.org /late night show, I think it's floating across the bottom of the screen. you guys can go there. There's a button to donate, like Brother Fiyyaz said. Please, please, please donate. During these last couple of days of Ramadan, inshallah, you guys get all the reward and the ajr for it. It's going to help us out tremendously.
Yeah, and also today we're going to be doing something very, very special with our two speakers, Brother Joshua and Brother Habeeb. We're going to be asking them a lot of questions about themselves and getting to know them as speakers. So please feel free to go on our YouTube Live or Facebook Live and ask your questions. Anything that's on your mind that you want to ask them. It can be silly, it can be serious, anything. We're trying to get to know our speakers today. So
yes, inshallah. Speaking of speakers, pun intended. Our first speaker for tonight is going to be Brother Habeeb Quadri. Brother Habeeb is an educator, an author, a youth activist. He's an elementary school principal currently, and he's also on MYNA's MYC board, which is the board that oversees MYNA and kind of helps them with their I guess programming and things like that. So he's going to be our first speaker, inshallah.
And our second speaker, of course, is Brother Joshua. He's been with MYNA since 1985. That's a long time, not gonna lie. And he helped start MYNA Raps in 1992, which became Native Deen, and that's what Brother Joshua is known for. But he's known for a lot of different things. He's also the Duke University's Muslim chaplain. He earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He's done a lot for his communities, especially his Muslim community. And we're very lucky to have him here with us tonight. And you guys should be really, really excited because these two speakers are really, really accomplished. And honestly, their lives are really, really interesting. I mean, not as interesting as my life, but that's a joke. That's a joke, of course. They are going to have a lot to say. So again, a reminder, ask all your questions in the YouTube Live and Facebook Live.
Just real quick before our speakers come onto the screen, I do want to introduce one more person, Faizan. He's going to be talking about something cool that's going to be happening tonight, inshallah. So Faizan, go ahead, take it away.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. I hope you guys are all doing well. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I'd like to introduce MYNA's first live auction. So assalamu alaikum, I'm Faizan Khan. I'm Midwest finance chair right now, and we have lined up a few exceptional items, including paintings done by our very own youth and some throwback MYNA merchandise from a couple years ago. And all proceeds from this auction will go to MYNA to help with getting youth to camp, improving camp quality, and other expenses. So you could be asking, Faizan, how is this auction going to look? Well, let me tell you. Do you guys remember the link that was said earlier by Zach? MYNA.org/late-night show. Yeah, that link is going to be super, super important, like they said. So what you do is you go to that link, and if you scroll down a little, you begin to see the auction items listed. So in order to bid, you will go to the comment section on YouTube or Facebook and first state the item number and then your bid amount. So for example, I would put item 2, $25, and that's how you bid. Those with the highest bid at the end of the auction, when the auction is done, must go to MYNA.org/late-night show link and donate their winning amount and also state their name and address so that we can get the items to you. So inshallah, the auction is starting right now and it will end at the end of our program. So inshallah, go right now. There's literally no time to waste. Inshallah, I'll be back a little bit later to go over items a little bit more specifically. Assalamu alaikum.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Faizan. That was really, really cool. And yeah, feel free to donate and go to the auction. It's really, really cool.
Oh my. I guess that was a great introduction. Wow, that we didn't get to do for our speakers, but here they are, Brother Joshua, Salaam, and he's not going to take it off.
What's up?
What's going on? I think under that panda head is Brother Habeeb. I'm just going to assume that he's there.
I'm just trying to reflect back on my days as in the 90s. Early Joshua would know. He would do the raps. I would try to do the intro, kind of like keeping people, feeling comfortable and relaxed.
Oh my!
What was Kung Fu Panda's name? Pooh or Po or something?
I think it was Po.
Po. All right. Po Habeeb, Po Habeeb.
Well, inshallah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So brother Joshua, how you been? How's quarantine been for you?
Well, it's been good actually. I got a lot of work done. I finished some school. I finished my album. My solo album's coming out, inshallah, by around Eid time. I'm really in a good mood because of the sister's comment when she said that I had been involved with MYNA since 1985, and then she was like, "Yeah, that's a long time. I ain't even gonna lie. I got a good laugh out of that. So you put me in a good mood. Appreciate it. I mean, where were you born? Maybe like 2000,
2003.
2000. Wow. I can see how 1985 seems like a long time ago.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And brother Habeeb, how have you been doing in quarantine?
I'm doing well, alhamdulillah. I kind of bring that intro in there, but alhamdulillah, no, it's been unique because running a school, so it's kind of been a little in that transition thing for the parents, especially learning. So in that aspect, it's good. At home, it's kind of becoming like this family get together, and we're doing quite a different things. I learned how to cook biryani in the house. So I've been, going there, and my wife took some YouTube clips, and she's been cutting hair. She's been cutting all of our hair. So we're trying to find out new things that we can all do. So it's also been from a working perspective one area, but also from a family, it's been another bringing back those old games, Monopoly, and trying to have other things we could do to keep ourselves occupied, and inshallah, go with in this process that we're going through, inshallah.
That sounds awesome. So inshallah, like Pashmina said earlier, we are gonna have a kind of like a Q&A session. We call it Dean Cuts. So that's gonna be where anybody from the chat, if you guys want to leave questions in, and inshallah, when we get to that portion of the program, we'll pick a few to ask our speakers. But right now, actually, we are going to transition into what me and Pashmina call the bowl of story time. So I have a bowl. I think Pashmina has a bowl as well, or something.
Actually, I could not find a bowl, so I brought a vase.
So she has a vase. Oh, brother Joshua has a bowl, and brother Habeeb has a cup.
One of these things is not like
it's not a cup, right, brother? And you're trying to call me out? I was trying to do it this way, like you would know, because I didn't know I was supposed to have a bowl next to me. But
but
so casting, okay, this is just from Suhoor.
But essentially, in this bowl that I have and in the vase that Pashmina has, is kind of like a bunch of questions. And so we are going to randomly pick a question out of the bowl, and we're going to direct it at each of you, and inshallah, you guys are going to give us your answer.
Don't pick that one.
Don't pick this one?
Yeah.
All right, I'm throwing it out. Okay, Pashmina, you can go first.
It reminds me of the Hunger Games. When they pick the tribute that's gonna go die. This is literally that, except with questions. So who should I choose as my victim? Brother Joshua, what is your favorite MYNA tradition and why?
Well, of course, it's entertainment night. What else am I supposed to say? After a week of lectures and some fun time, it was entertainment night. People came out for poetry. People came out for skits. And actually, to be honest, I used to enjoy the skits more than performing the raps and songs and things like that. It was just a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and of course, all of MYNA was classic, but I would have to say entertainment night.
Yeah, because entertainment night was your thing too, especially with MYNA raps. Like that's really, really iconic. I don't know if you know, but MYNA raps is a big deal to the Mid-Atlantic region. Like a big deal. Like a lot of kids want to bring it back. So if you ever want to bring it back,
we keep hearing that. We keep encouraging them to do it. The platform is theirs.
He's the OG of Islamic entertainment. That's right next to me right now. Like Brady Bunch. Like how you have the four squares right now. I can see him. He's on this side of me right now. The OG is right here, mashallah. You don't know. Baba Black Sheep, happy at you all. Did you remember?
All right.
No. Oh, I didn't want to.
Quadri.
That's old school. I know. Facebook on the bad. Woo. Anyway.
All right, Brother Habeeb, your question. What's an activity that you tried at a MYNA camp but failed at?
Tried and failed at.
Entertainment night. Now this is
there was many mistakes and many falls, right? I think that I'm not a good swimmer, so I remember one time trying to do one of those canoeing, kayaking, and you know how sometimes these brothers, and I know the brotherhood, but there's always one or two who always want to be funny, trying to scare you or even try to hit you over just because you think you have a life vest. Doesn't mean anything if you don't know how to swim. So that's kind of panic mode, and you really remember. And I know their intention is that this is one way for you to remember Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, because of that frightening moment. So I think those are kind of the water sports. I was way far away from those, and that was not me. So I would try to stay. So I think one time that was in can't remember which camp that they had that water opportunity, and that was the last time ever. Can't trust all those brothers.
Did you just give a quote from a Muslim bully that said, "Let me help you remember Allah"?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's how they try to make the bullying in a religious way.
Stop it, Allah.
Wow.
So Allah knows some of you bullies right now, MYNA. We're watching. Allah knows we don't see you.
That is a good message. That's a really good message.
Somebody said you can still dunk. Is that true, Habeeb?
Oh, if with the volleyball.
Okay.
The volleyball,
that still counts.
But yeah, I can't do a basketball anymore.
I could do a marble.
Someone.
Awesome. All right. See, yeah, maybe it might be a tennis ball. Maybe I haven't done it for a year or two, but I'm gonna get back. MYNA camp is gonna happen again.
You don't even dunk a volleyball. That was a comment from somebody in the chat.
Haters want to hate, Shakes. What are we gonna do now?
That's what you get for being born in the 1900s.
Generation. So, to segue into the next question, describe some childish things you still do as an adult, Brother Joshua.
Who asked a question like that? I would say my cartoons. I'm still a fan of Batman, Iron Man, the cartoons, not the movies. Like you give me a good, Netflix or something episode of a Marvel comic, I'm gonna sit and watch it and like really be into it more than my sons probably.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch G.I. Joe when you grew up, Joshua?
He's American hero. G.I. Joe was there.
That's what I'm talking. You don't know about G.I. Joe, you guys.
Okay, finish the sentence. Now we know, and
knowing's half the battle.
Thank you. Gosh, I
think that was a little bit before our time.
We videotape all those folks. Let me see this later.
You should see their faces. They're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, that was a little bit before our time.
All right.
I think.
They might know about Marty, like, I love you, you love me. One of those moments.
What about you, Brother Habeeb? What are some childish things that you still do as an adult?
I think guys just already figured that out. I got a spinner in the back. I got a few different masks I'm going to show you today. Oh, I mean, I think at home, there's always a lot of the stuff that I first try out at home before I do it at the school with jokes and so on and so forth. But my kids are the toughest critics. They think I'm not funny at all. But so that's why I try to. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm still going to do it anyway. So yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of like my. Yeah, I like cartoon. I'm still reading young kids' books and stuff. So I think maybe because of school, I'm not really still connected to young ones.
Mm-hmm.
Try to stay young, even though when you hit your 40s.
Not to put you on the spot or anything, but you give us your best jokes.
My best jokes?
Mm-hmm. Just one.
I don't have a joke. I don't do jokes just like here's a joke, right? I have it's moments, man. We've been just doing jokes for right now.
Oh, my fault. I can't force it.
People came to the house. Hey, those hosts kind of jokes. We just gotta be as is.
Okay.
Be a joke. I mean, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, before we go to the next question, I just do want to remind everybody that's watching, you guys can still go to MYNA.org and you guys can start bidding on those items. MYNA.org/late night show. You guys don't have to wait until later on in the program when we actually do the auction. You guys can start bidding on those now if you want to. So just a quick plug before we go into our next question.
Yeah, Imam. Can I say something, man? This is so cool. Like seeing you guys, it's like a television show. You're like, back to you, Ahmed. And then this other face comes on and he's talking to us, and then you switch over, and then you got things scrolling along the bottom of the screen. You guys are rocking it out. MYNA rules.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Really is cool. Shout out to our technical producer, Amin. So, yeah. So, one more question for Brother Joshua first. What's the most important thing you forgot to bring to a MYNA camp?
I don't know. It could range from toothpaste to soap to a flashlight. But I would say honestly, like I was one of those guys that started packing ahead of time. You know, like I didn't forget much. And back in the day, back in 1985, they used to give us a list. It was like a checklist. So you just go down a list, check it off, make sure you got everything. So I rarely forgot much, but yeah, I would say sometimes you forget like toothpaste and you got to borrow somebody's, or sometimes you forget a tooth. Same things you forget now at hotels, like, oh, go to the hotel rooms. Can I have a toothbrush? You know, can't go too many days without doing that. It doesn't feel right.
And how did you get the list, Joshua? Did you get it on email or did you get it through snail mail?
Well, for those who don't know what snail mail is, you should see that young lady's face, man. She's like, what language are you speaking? It was definitely United States Postal Service.
Yeah,
got the list. And actually back then we had to there was a different checklist that we had to go to different community leaders and get like letters of recommendation. You had to get stuff checked off that you had done this in the community or that in the community just to go to MYNA. So it wasn't like you just fill out an application. It was I'm glad it's easier now, but it used to be a lot of work.
I've never heard that before. Snail mail.
Yeah, you gotta get this information before we leave.
2 weeks. Then you gotta look. Then you gotta write it back, full from the envelope. Then you gotta put. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Put it in there. Then you gotta get a stamp, 35 cents for a stamp too. 35 cents thing. Then you gotta walk to the post office, drop it off, and then to make dua that it gets there. Because you will never call anyone. You know how much it would cost to make. How much do you think for all you MYNA Nation right now, this age? You know what? I know cell phones like, oh, anytime you can make a call. But if we had to make a phone call, we would have that rotary phone. And then when you get a phone call, how much do you think it costs for a minute?
10 cents. 10 cents.
I'm gonna say 50 cents.
50 cents. What do you think? What do you remember, Brother Joshua?
I don't. I feel like she was close to maybe like 6 cents or something. What was it?
About 10 cents a minute. So our parents be like, look, we better make that quick call and just finish off, because if we get $1, $2 bill for a 15-minute call, we were in trouble. So yeah, it was another whole ball game. It'd be like, Salaam alaikum, gets to the point.
Well, thank you guys for your very insightful and very, very, very funny answers.
Thank you for the time warp.
Inshallah, we are going to move into the next part of our program, which is kind of the fundraising part. So just to kind of introduce really quickly, we're going to have a video that's going to be shown. Don't worry, Brother Joshua and Brother Habeeb will be back later on in the program, inshallah. But first, we're going to have a video followed by our fundraising part of the portion. Keep sending in your questions. Keep going to MYNA.org/late night. Keep donating. Inshallah, it's going to be great.
This is an organization, mashallah, that clearly is very energetic, very much so about reaching as many people as they possibly can and empowering as many people as they possibly can with this beautiful message of Islam.
The reason why institutions and organizations like MYNA are so important is because it gives an opportunity to young Muslims who are struggling with their identity and feel isolated to meet similar young folks who are going through challenges that are unique yet still similar. And it gives them an opportunity to connect with them and see how they are overcoming their challenges. That sense of community, that sense of belonging is what makes this very special.
And I just want to say how proud I am of the work of MYNA and how important it is for young people to organize, to meet other young people, and to be empowered. MYNA is an organization that provides you with the skills, the resources, and the training so that you can be engaged in the community that you come from.
And without organizations like MYNA that provide those safe spaces to give people an outlet and then to give people the fuel to go out there and to face a world that is becoming increasingly hostile to Islam and the Muslims, we really are going to struggle a lot more. So continue to support MYNA, inshallah, be a part of it in any capacity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Awesome. Mashallah, that was a really, really awesome video. And I'm just here to remind you to go to myna.org/late night show to make your donations and help us with our fundraising for MYNA. Again, this is such a beautiful organization. And as you saw in that video, we do a lot of great stuff for the youth, and we can't do that without your support. So without further ado, I'd like to pass this over to Brother Fiyyaz, who will be talking a little bit more about fundraising with Brother Habeeb. Thank you.
Jazakallah. Habeeb, I was just about to be serious and then you. I love this guy.
Fun.
I think we should auction off these hats. I'm telling you, we'll make it money.
Dang, bro, just like, you know. Hey, you see, but back some of you guys don't realize, see, when we grew up, we didn't have like flashlights on our phones. We didn't have phones, right? So I would wear my hat, light them up, and just walk around, and I could see everything that's going on. That's the way.
Either that or he just shows his face. You know, Habeeb, when he takes off, there's so much light everywhere. MashaAllah. So, you know,
I mean, that's the
bro. You gotta do one of these.
They got the nur ala nur. I need some help, so I need a help out there, get booster going on. MYNA nation in the house.
Alhamdulillah. I gotta give a huge shout. Honestly, like, you guys just hear you and Joshua speak, and like hearing like, oh man, like their 1985 rotary phone. I was like, man, our kids are never gonna understand these pleasures that we went through. You know, just all these like digital, like all these guys. All right, alhamdulillah. So listen. I want to change gears for a second, and I wanted to obviously remark on how amazing it is to have two awesome alum on this call, mashallah, led by two, of our amazing youth that are involved in MYNA right now. For those of you who don't know, alhamdulillah, MYNA is a part of ISNA, and it falls into the work of the youth department. I'm one of 5 staff, alhamdulillah, that are in the department. Brother Habeeb, he's sits on what's called our MYC, which is our board of advisors for MYNA. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And unfortunately, he doesn't wear that hat at our meetings, which is something we're going to have to make a motion about and change within our constitution so that he has to. But we'll get to that in a second. So what I wanted to talk about, Habeeb, I wanted to remind everyone about like the specialness of these last 10 days and these last 3-4 days that we're in, essentially even right now, is that, and we're in quarantine right now. So, I was trying to think about like, subhanAllah, like, researching and going through this seerah, and like, did Sahabas ever go through a situation where they were under like a lockdown, where they were under like a stay at home kind of address and stuff like that? And subhanAllah, this story that came and popped out at me was something that I wanted to share with you guys. And it's the story of Ka'b ibn Malik. So what happens is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how much for that hat? We're gonna auction that baby out. I don't think he'll let it go, but we'll auction it up. So what happens is that during the time Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that they're in Medina, they're living in Medina, there's a call to go out for the Battle of Tabuk. And what happens is that some of these people, they don't end up going. Some people, they're like, nah, I'm not gonna go, this, that, whatever it is. And then what happens is that a few people, people are left behind. So when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he comes back from the battle, he essentially is asking people, hey, why'd you stay behind? Why'd you stay behind? Why didn't you go? Why didn't you go? Why didn't you go? Because it was a command. You're supposed to come to the battle. And so what happened was a lot of people told lies. They're like, oh, this excuse, oh, that excuse, oh, whatever it is. You know, they made one excuse after another. And so a lot of people lied. But when it came to Ka'b ibn Malik and two other Sahaba, they essentially told the truth. Like, yeah, Rasulullah, we didn't go because, you know, it was our laziness. It was our excuse. We have no excuse. We're not going to lie. We just didn't go. So what happens is that a command comes down and something happens to Ka'b and these two individuals where they're essentially, they're on lockdown from the community. So they're on lockdown for 40 days and they have to live by themselves, and they're by themselves. They're, you know, with their family. They you know, initially they're going out to the community. Then it's like, yo, they're on their homes. They're staying, and now, you know, days pass, more days pass, 10 days, 20, 30, 40 days pass. And then at which point a second command comes down in which even their family has to leave them. So now where their family was with them, now their family has to leave them. So now they're under quarantine. They're under this lockdown, stay at home command, and it's even by themselves. So Ka'b ibn Malik is by himself. One of the other two Sahabas, he was older, and his wife, he made a plea to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, Ya Rasulullah, please let me stay with him. If I don't, you know, like, he might not even like feed himself and take care of himself. Like, let me be with him. And so she gave permission. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he goes to Ka'b and says, Ka'b, why don't you ask for the permission too? And Ka'b says, well, how can I ask, Ya Rasulullah? I'm a young person. What excuse do I have to ask for this? So now these Sahaba are under lockdown, and now we're going to talk about what happened. So so what happens is that Ka'b, he begins to describe that time, and he says, when I was in the state that Allah described me in, because Allah subhanahu described them in the Quran as though the world was closing in on them. Like they were just like under the world, like was so big, but it felt it was closing in on them. And now Ka'b begins to describe it. He goes, in that time, what did I do? What did I do with, you know, like myself? And before, you know, he realized what was going to happen to him, Ka'b goes out and begins to spend everything that he can. Not in clothes, not in this, not in that, not in like buying buildings or buying this or buying things to bring at home and occupy himself. What does he do? He starts to deplete his wealth in terms of sadaqah. Now what happens is the story doesn't even take a kicker there. So he goes out for these he's at home for these 40 days, then 10 days, again, his wife, and he's under lockdown. And then what happens after these 50 days? It's at the time of Fajr that a caller, right? It was after the time of Fajr that someone goes to this mountain. It's called Mountain of Sila, right? They're at this town mountain. And Ka'b says, I was on my rooftop and I was praying Fajr. He's even praying at home by himself because he's under this lockdown. He can't come out, and he's there and he's by himself, and he, you know, feeling bad going out. And so he hears a caller yell from the mountaintop, Abshiru ya Ka'b. Like, be happy, be in glad tidings are gonna coming your way, ya Ka'b. And Ka'b says, as soon as I heard that news, I dropped into sujood. And I dropped into sujood because I was so grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I like, that's it. Like, I knew that I had just been forgiven. I knew that I'd just been forgiven. So then but two people wanted to give him the news. One ran up to this mountain to give him the news, and the other one gets on a horse and runs towards him to give him this news. Now what happens is when this person's running on the horse gives the news, he runs to Ka'b and he says, Abshir, be glad tidings, O Ka'b, that you're forgiven. Then Ka'b literally takes off the shirt from that he's wearing, and he takes it and he gives it to this man. And at which point Ka'b and this person, he gives it to the one that came and gave it to him. And at which point Ka'b is like, he's so happy now he wants to go to the mosque and meet Rasulullah, but he doesn't have the shirt. Now, why doesn't he just put it on his shirt? Well, what does Ka'b do? Ka'b knocks on the door of his neighbor and says, can I borrow a shirt? Can I borrow a top? And he borrows his qamis, and then he goes to meet Rasulullah sallallahu. And he finds out about him being forgiven, and he hears about the ayah that are talking about forgiveness. And at which point he asked Rasulullah sallallahu a question. And this is the kicker. In those 50 days, what did Ka'b do with himself when he was in quarantine? He gave sadaqah, sadaqah, sadaqah. He was giving out infaq. He was giving out money. He was giving out charity. He was doing everything he can to like recompense for the action that he did. And he has no excuse. He did that. And then when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he meets him finally, he says, Ya Rasulullah, like, I'm forgiven. Alhamdulillah, is everything good? He said, Rasulullah said, you're forgiven. It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah forgive you. He says, Ya Rasulullah, I want to give everything that I have away. Everything that I have, I want to give. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, wait, ya Ka'b, wait. You are in this. Keep some for yourself. It's better. Now, look at the state that we're in. Now, Ka'b says he keeps a portion of it to himself. And now look at the state that he's in. He gave his things away. He gave everything. Why? Because he knew that in this state of being where he was, and this is something that all of us really need to put into our minds and our hearts, is that being in this state of quarantine, we have to understand that, and we're not saying it's a punishment or that to anyone, but we are saying is that there's a closeness that the Sahaba, what they did in these times is something that if we do, we can get a portion of that reward, and we can get rewarded so plentiful, which is giving out in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. MYNA, let's talk about the work that they've done. And I know that, alhamdulillah, we got the donation chat thing is open. Alhamdulillah, total raise so far, alhamdulillah, just so far is 1335. No, I think there's a little bit more than that, but well alhamdulillah, there's a little bit more. They're saying, alhamdulillah, we've raised $1,335 so far, alhamdulillah, and I think that there's a lot more coming in because there's a few channels. But I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about what actually happened. Was that so about the work that MYNA does, Habeeb, and Habeeb gets to see it live. He gets to see it, alhamdulillah, on a week-to-week, month-to-month basis, sees all the work that MYNA does. But, MYNA was heavily affected by the COVID situation. Like, we had 6 spring break camps, had to cancel them all. And forget the revenue side of things that we lost. You're talking about how many hundreds of campers, how many hundreds of youth were we not able to impact through our programming? How many hundreds, man, my phone used to go off the chart. I'm sure, Habeeb, you could talk about how your phone's been going off the hook with youth calling about this. The quarantine is hard. The situation is difficult. Brother Fiyyaz, you need to put out a reminder. You need to give us a reminder. We need to keep motivated right now. We're falling on really difficult times. And so what we have to realize and do and really, really spend our time doing is, be grateful for what we have. So now that MYNA's got this, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, had to make this huge pivot. We put on a bunch of virtual events. We do, a lot of programming. We started the MYNA Pen Pals, mailing out, alhamdulillah, amazing, responses from our youth to get involved in all these amazing things that are happening. And again, I encourage you all in this moment to realize, look, what else has MYNA done. I'm going to ask Amin, inshallah, to pick up our slide. And I just want to say that, in terms of what MYNA has done over the last couple of years, I want to show you guys really quickly. If you just look at, hey, look, what has MYNA done since 2015? And we look at, the money spent, so the expenses side of thing, how much we've spent over the last couple of years. And I know you see that drop in 2019. I want you to understand what that drop is all about, was that we actually had reduced the number of camps. We had to reduce the number of camps we were doing because we were implementing a bunch of new things into our camps, like chaperones and parent and mental health professionals at camp, larger training for our counselors and our advisors. So by trying to implement this these 10, 15 new modules that we wanted to bring to camp, we couldn't do it at the scale of camps we were at. So we had to scale back our camps for a minute and then bring all these new things. And then now we're inshallah increasing our camps. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, summer camps come, winter camps come, and then next year, inshallah, we'll be able to bring our numbers back. But that's, sort of where we're at with respect to our numbers. And then our revenue side, if you wanted to bring that inshallah back up, on the revenue side, the first, jazakallah khair. Where do we spend our money? Well, a lot of the revenue that we get, a lot of money goes towards scholarships. 76,188 alone in scholarships that we've given out to, youth and financial aid situations for them to come to camp, education programs, and all this sort of stuff. And as well, obviously, our camp rental fee, like housing is one of the most expensive things. Then when we look at as well the side of our revenue, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, you see, hey, look, we've got a decent amount of revenue. MYNA's done a great job in terms of closing the gap and being fiscally responsible between our expenses and our revenues. And so that being the case, when we're closing those gaps on, we're being fiscally responsible. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We've been able to the countless number of events and all the programming that we do, our expense to revenue ratio, alhamdulillah, the differential, even including salaries, is like, of all the staff and everyone in there, and everyone, alhamdulillah, is a differential of 150,000, and that's approximate number. And we say that number is a really great number because it shows how sustainable the product are. Now you can one away. Now I want you to bring up the second chart. So that's in terms of our finances, to let you guys all know where we are financially. Now hold on, I'm gonna put there you go. Don't worry, I can move to my camera and be inside there, right? So now let's look at the impact statement. Now I know it says camper, it says 1,104. You're like, oh, is that we only have campers? We're just talking about campers. Only in a year where the camps were actually reduced to almost half. So when we reduce the campers, when we reduce the number of camps, we still had a lot of campers, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. On top of that, we have a slew, almost 40 plus events of like MYNA qiyams, events, get to know MYNA dinners, like activities, fun things, meet a Muslim event, and we do all these events that are out there. The impact towards youth is in the thousands. And our convention, our conferences, all these sort of things that we do. So now what does that actually translate to in terms of, number of events that we've done over the course of the year? They're from 2015 till now, exponential growth. We put over 40 events, like almost 40 events last year, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, compared to the 10 or 12 that we did back in 2015. So it's a massive amount of growth. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, total raise is 3,035, alhamdulillah. We're getting there, mashallah. We're getting there, alhamdulillah. And then let's talk about satisfaction. So look, Fiyyaz, you're saying, MYNA, you guys are putting all these events together. Great job. But how well are these programs? So let's take a look at some of our survey results. Alhamdulillah, just looking at these, where are we at? Well, alhamdulillah, just so that the amount of youth that said that they had gained a meaningful friendship, 95.7% of them has said like, yo, we have gained a new meaningful friendship out of camp. And friends are so important to us because they're what matter to our deen and what matter, we're on the footprint of our iman is the one that we're on our friends of. So we need to be cognizant of that. And so MYNA provides that platform. And how about the growth of an individual person? 98.7% of our campers said that through camp, they grew as a person. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. These are impactful things. And 97.1% said that they gained a valuable life skill. Now, this is so important, and I want to touch on this. I'm going to end with this and bring it back to our program, inshallah, is that the impact that we have on youth. I need to make this very clear. We're not just putting on events, feel like, oh, let's do a camp. Oh, let's do a qiyam. That is not the situation. We have a program department that is centered on Sister Ivana, who's got a master's in positive youth development, who turned down law to come and work with MYNA. A Sister Bayan who turned down, finance, all this sort of stuff to come work for MYNA. Ala Abdidayim, a staffer who turns down, Sports Illustrated to go and work in the magazine, come work for MYNA. Shian Bawani, alhamdulillah, in Zarid, doing so well there. And I know, alhamdulillah, even Brother Adil that was working with us before, he was working with CBC, turned out broadcast journalism. Alhamdulillah, but I mean, he was working with MYNA. And so what does this all mean? What does this all mean? Yes, Sarah Kwanli, so many meaningful friendships. This means that the impact that we do in terms of our programming is intentional. We think about every little thing we do at camp, and that's what Sister Ivana and the program department and all the MYNA program chairs, what they work on is to make sure, what is the point of even having, this salah at that time? I'm praying, like having this adhkar there, doing this, and they look at how this program can intentionally impact our youth. And when you do that, you have a camp that's 3 days long, and you have kids who are crying on the second night, not wanting to leave. You have a 7-day camp, and at the end of that week-long camp, youth are like, oh, we don't want to leave. We can't leave. They're crying, and they're impacted. And we do a sujood workshop that we put youth into sujood for 20 minutes. And after that, they still don't want to get up because they feel so attached to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do you put a price on that? How can you say that there's any price that you would put on that? There's no number. And so I encourage and ask you all to donate right now. Please go to myna.org. Even if you've already donated, I'm asking you to donate again. I'm asking you to be like Ka'b ibn Malik, that when he saw that his situation was in demise, he turned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not only in ibadah, but he turned his wallet, he turned his pocket, he turned everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give it out in charity so that he can be rewarded for the situation that he was in. And let us all take from that situation ourselves. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm making a donation myself tonight. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. It is on there. Alhamdulillah, I'm going to make sure that inshallah that money goes to MYNA, because even myself personally, I put my money where my mouth is. Alhamdulillah, this is something that Sheikh Abdul Idris, our teachers, have taught us, that we got to be very supportive of the things that we love and that impact people. And I see the value of MYNA and the work that it does. So alhamdulillah, you find me there as well. Please go to myna.org/late night show. myna.org/late night show. At the bottom, there's a green button. It says donate. Please click on that button. Please make a contribution. No matter how little you think it is, you can donate a lot, donate a lot. I'm telling you, to offset this $150,000, if this is something that you can do and your family can do, and you can go to your parents and encourage them, Mama, Baba, this is a program that affects youth, that affects their well-being, that affects their development. Let's put that donation in there. Inshallah, go in, do what you can, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your last 10 nights. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless it and put barakah in your lives. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you guys all, and accept all of your dua and your ruku and your sujood in these last 10 days. Alhamdulillah, we'll keep updating, inshallah, let you guys know where we're at. Jazakallah khair. Sorry, no one over my time. I love you guys. Time, I'll hand it back to Zach.
Jazakallah khair for that, Brother Fiyyaz. Just to reiterate really quickly, for all the youth that are on and listening, you guys can make an impact too. Whether it be $1, $5, or if you can't donate anything, just go to your parents and ask. You guys know firsthand just how important MYNA is, and just the things that it does for you. So, just continue to support and, things like that. Inshallah, now I'm going to pass it to Faizan, who's going to talk more about the auction.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I hope you guys are doing so well. And I know that, Brother Fiyyaz, Zach, Pashmina, Brother Habeeb and Brother Joshua, they've been doing absolutely amazing. And I'm sitting here loving this event. I'm sitting here cracking up at all their jokes and everything that's going on, and really wondering what snail mail was for a while. So yeah, but now I'd like to go back and highlight the auction. So the first item that we had up, I think we were trying to get a picture here. I don't know which way to point, but somewhere up right here. Yeah, right here. So this first item, the bid starts at $20, and it is a painting that says two of Allah's 99 names on it. The names being Al-Awwal and Al-Akhir, meaning the first and the last. So the names indicate that Allah is eternal and that His existence has no beginning. And the name Al-Akhir refers to the eternity of Allah's self and attributions, and that He is free from anything and is immortal. So these names are an important reminder that unlike Allah, we are not eternal, and to remind us to strive for our ultimate goal, inshallah. So I would like to see those bids rolling in. This is an amazing, amazing piece. It was created by one of our youth at a workshop at camp. So inshallah, please come have those bids coming in, inshallah. And now the next item that I'd like to highlight is this. Actually, it's a package. So the bidding starts at $35, and basically what it is a painting that says Ar-Rashid, another one of Allah's 99 names, which is the guide to the right path. And this is also another large long sleeve MYNA t-shirt, which has the MYNA logo on it, on top of it. And then there's another shirt on the bottom of it, which is an extra large MYNA long sleeve shirt that says do the deen, my bad. So the name Ar-Rashid tells us that Allah is the only one who guides, and that everyone whom Allah guides cannot be led astray, and that everyone that is led astray, Allah that cannot guide. So inshallah, we pray, especially in this on the 27th night in Laylatul Qadr, in these last 10 days, we pray that we're in some of those people that Allah will guide. So again, this painting is an amazing reminder that we have to be in a constant state of asking Allah to guide us through everything that we go through. So yeah, inshallah, let's have those bids continue rolling in. And a quick reminder on how to bid. So you just say your bid, you say your what item you'd like to bid on. So for example, item 2, you would say $40. So item 2, $40. And then we'll know who you are, because it says your name on your avatar and stuff. So yeah. And now the third one, and I think this one looks amazing. The bidding is starting at $20. personally, I feel like this thing could go for $40 or even $50 because of how amazing it is. So basically, a little description of what this painting is. It is another one of Allah's 99 names, which is the Magnificent and the Grand. And there's also a hand on there with a MYNA bracelet. So this painting is another reminder of Allah's majesty and that He's the creator of all things. You know, the cosmos, each and every atom, each and every molecule, and most importantly, He's created us. So it is another humbling painting where we look at that and we say, the creator of all things has chosen to create me. Then the least that I can do is I can wake up for Fajr. I can read Quran. I can, be nice to my parents. So again, all of these paintings, they serve reminders and everything to us. And I think we should all just, that it is an amazing thing to have. So inshallah, let's continue having those bids roll in. I'm seeing a couple right now and I'm really loving them. Super grateful for you guys. And so final one, which is another beautiful piece. This bidding is starting at $30. So the painting is written out al-Fajr and dawn, which means dawn, which is the first verse of the 89th chapter in the Quran, which is al-Fajr. And Allah places importance on things on performing each of the daily 5 prayers, and especially the one at Fajr. At Fajr, whoever's up at Fajr, that is where you make that distinction that you show Allah that, Ya Allah, I'm devoted to you. I'm sacrificing another 20 minutes of sleep for you. And you do that in a long term, Allah will recognize that. And the rising of the sun and the spreading of its rays across the skies is considered a sacred times when angels are said to descend. And these angels bear witness to the prayers of the worshippers, and they hear the recitation of the Quran, and they record those good deeds on their scroll, and they report them back to Allah. And again, this piece is an amazing reminder to us. It is even said that Allah is boastful of those who are up praying at night, that Allah says to His angels, look at my worship, look at my worshipper. He is worshiping me, and Allah is boastful and is very proud at that time. So this is, again, all of these, each and every single one of these paintings are an amazing reminder that anybody, that no matter what state of iman that you're at, every single person needs reminders. And again, you look up, this is in your prayer room, or this is even in your room, you look up, you see al-Fajr, you say Allah is right now watching me, Allah is proud of me, and that should warm your heart and make you feel closer to deen, inshallah. So again, these are amazing items. And please do not hold back. Please keep going. Please keep bidding, because really this might be the last time that you see these items. So inshallah, that's enough from me. I'd like to hand it back over to our MCs, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. We're back. You can't get rid of us. I just like to remind everyone. Was that funny, brother? What the? Was that funny, brother Fiyyaz?
Not at all. Not at all. It was. Don't tell her.
I'm funny. So anyways, I just want to remind everybody that we are going to have Dean Cuts questions at the later on in this webinar. So feel free to ask your questions in the YouTube Live and in the Facebook Live. And now we will be transitioning into something that holds a very near and dear spot in my heart, the Small Deeds initiative that MYNA is currently running right now. So basically, Small Deeds is an initiative that the South Atlantic and Mid-Atlantic regions are running. And basically, they're asking for MYNA members and members of the community to send in videos of themselves doing a small deed. So without further ado, let's just watch the video because it speaks for itself and you might hear a familiar voice. Thank you.
Whether it's pulling out weeds from your garden, putting a smile on a stranger's face, taking care of your parents and loved ones, or even doing something super small to help out around the house, remember the wise words of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Every good deed, no matter how small, has the potential of becoming our ticket to Jannah. At the end of the day, little things are the most important, and great acts are made up of small deeds.
UB. UB.
Yeah, no receiver.
I got you.
Tough.
A small little thing that can cling and just ring and will bring the blessing from Allah who's the king. We pass on them deeds cause they seem all small, but they might be the deeds that's the best of them all. Mad when I see all these passes I took on these small little deeds I just overlook. I just can't believe small deeds that I overlook. And you see little deeds that I overlook. And you read about it in my holy book. It says small deeds never overlook. I just can't believe small deeds that I overlook. And you see little deeds that I overlook. And you read about it in my holy book. It says small deeds never overlook. Believe.
My small deed is making dinner for my family.
And you read, it says, I just can't believe.
Wow, mashallah. So just in case you guys didn't know, that video was directed and produced by the South Atlantic and Mid-Atlantic REC. So inshallah, that was very cool. Also, what song was that in the background, Pashmina?
Oh my god, I can't even pinpoint. I don't know what song was it, Zach.
I asked you first. Yes, it was Small Deeds by Native.
Small deeds that are overlooked, can you see? Little deeds that are overlooked, and you read about it in my holy book. It says small deeds that I just can't believe. Small deeds that are overlooked, can you see? Little deeds that are let's go. I'm trying to keep up with you, Habeeb.
Wow, both got the hats on.
That is flashback, right? Using the table for the beats.
Yes.
That's how it used to be.
It's like snail mail.
I think we still do that.
Oh yeah, we still do that.
All right. You guys do have some good chance. I mean, at lunchtime, at dinner time.
Yes. So inshallah, we are going to move into our next part of this program, which is the Dean Cuts. So right now, for you guys watching, type a question in whether the YouTube chat or the Facebook chat. And inshallah, we're gonna get some questions for our speakers here, inshallah.
Can we be real though? Like somebody just needs to donate for all the stylish hats that Habeeb has. I mean, that's like $5,000 right there just to see what else he's gonna pull out.
I'm not even done yet. If you guys shut me out one more time, I'm coming out with a new hat.
So he's not done.
Quickly, I just want to give a reminder to everybody who's auctioning. Those with the highest bid, when the auction is done, should go to MYNA.org /late night show and donate their winning amount. And also state your name and your address so that we can get the items to you that you auctioned and paid for. So thank you. And now we can start asking some Dean Cook questions.
Pass, you can do the first one.
Awesome. So, my first question, either Brother Joshua or Brother Habeeb, you both can answer this if you would like. The question is, do you have any weird or embarrassing MYNA stories?
Can you say that one more time?
Do you have any weird or embarrassing MYNA stories from your time with MYNA?
Hey, Joshua, you remember there used to be a place called American Islamic College?
I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there?
I'm just kidding. Whatever you're about to say is probably going to be embarrassing.
So what happened was, there were these kids. You know how there's always some pranksters, and what they did is they dressed up like they were like the devil, and they woke up some kids like on top of them, like wake up, right? And then all they see is this person all dressed up, right? So we wanted to teach these kids a lesson. So what we did is we had this at the American Islamic College, and so it used to be second floor. It's a building, so it wasn't on a campsite, right? And on the basement was like a basement. We told people you can't go down there because it's kind of dangerous and stuff. So these kids wanted to do it. And so we told one of the counselors, they're going to ask you, let them go this time. He was like, hey, don't do this. You're going to get in trouble. And what we did is we set them all up downstairs. So when they came in, we had someone close by the door. So when they closed the door, we shut the door like they didn't realize. It was pitch black, so the lights were turned off. We took out the bulbs, and then someone grabbed their foot. And then we had these like those small, those firecrackers that pop up. And because these guys are scaring the little kids, we thought we were going to scare these guys. And then we set them up, got them in this room. They thought they were going to go see something like spooky. They really did get spooked out. And we taught them a lesson. They started crying, and it was. I would never do that to someone, but because we're picking on young kids and scaring them at camps, we had to do that. And we should never do that again.
Okay, so here we have a question from Dina Fahmi. Since we're getting close to iftar, what's the best thing you've eaten for iftar so far this Ramadan?
My wife makes some amazing soups, and it's like always, I don't know how she does it, but like mixes lentils together, and then sometimes it's, what's the thing hummus is made out of? Chickpeas and rice and all these things. So I got some good soup.
I'm typical Indian. I love my samosas.
Next question comes from the Jaat kids. We want to know where Habeeb buys his hats from.
Anytime I go somewhere, like if it's like a museum and stuff, and they sell them. This was at the Science and Industry. At the Adler Planet, not the planetarium, the aquarium. So I got that. This one I forgot. Yeah, various places. Amazon's been great for me lately. I had maybe more than 25 different hats.
Woo! I wasn't gonna be able to keep up with you, man.
Yusuf Abdudaim wants to know, what's the name of your solo album, Brother Joshua? What was your inspiration?
It's called One True. It's coming soon to a theater near you or a sound system near you. And the inspiration was, Native Dean's been together for 20 years. And but about 5 years ago, we decided that we needed to, I don't know if you guys know, but it's hard to keep a group together. There aren't a lot of Muslim bands that have been together as long as us. There's been solo artists. You have Zayn Bika, you have Sami Yusuf and things like that, and Dawud Warnsby Ali. But as far as a group, I think we're one of the longest running groups to stay together. But we thought that doing some solo projects would help us stay together, give us some flexibility, open up our wings and fly a little bit. So Naeem went first. And I think 2015, he released an album called I Love When You Use Your Words. A lot of people don't even know that you got to get that album. It's very nice. It shows Naeem's style. Then Abdulmalik came out in 2017 with Conscious Reboot. It's a nice lot of hits on there. People don't know about that one. And then I was supposed to do it right after that, but I got busy with school and other stuff. And then I ran out of excuses and whatever. So here we are, 2020, and I'm finally releasing it. It's all done. It's been uploaded to the internet, and you should see it coming to your cell phones or iTunes or Amazon, whatever, by around E time. It's called One True. Look for it.
One True.
My man.
He's back.
Cooler than me. I think that's what it is, Habeeb.
Look, when you got albums coming out, and then you got a whole video on Duke University and all that stuff, so hey, I gotta do something just to kind of keep up. So,
but you passed me there.
This is one childish thing you still do as an adult.
Ooh.
I already told you that. There's no shame to the game. There's no shame.
No shame at all. Mashallah. Trust me, I aspire to be like both of you when I grow up. It's good to have some kid in the heart when you're older. Otherwise, there's no fun to being an adult. So, the next question is from Jihan, and she asks, if you were president for a day, what would you do? And you both can answer this question.
I already know. Two things I'd start out with. I'd get the healthcare fix so that people don't have to stress out about losing their jobs or breaking a leg. Make it work. There's a lot of ideas out there that we could implement. So I would do the healthcare and this criminal justice system. It's broken. It needs to be addressed. There's a lot of communities that are targeted and penalized and put into the criminal justice system, and then once they get in, it's hard to get out. Keeps you in there. So I would start with those two things and work on domestic stuff before international.
For me, one is the educational system. The amount of money that we put for international military and areas where where I don't think we need to put that much money in, and you see that proportion to education, it's ridiculous. And I think that also, and then also the economic development, especially in small neighborhoods. I myself taught in the inner city, and you see sometimes where amount of money that's put in infrastructures in sometimes the downtown area, but outside of downtown and small towns and rural towns, it's not there. So I think those are just two areas that I think would be very important to me, especially in the infrastructure of our country.
Wow, thank you for those answers. Mariam Khalid asks, what is one place you hope stays closed when quarantine is lifted?
One place that we hope that the states will close?
That stays closed.
Oh, the stays closed. Liquor stores, I guess.
Brother Habeeb. Oh, wow.
I agree.
I approve that message.
I approve that message for you. Right? So because
the Muslim Abraham Lincoln.
You know what? I got to come back. I got to come back there.
No, that's Uncle Sam. That's the Muslim Uncle Sam.
Yeah. Oh, I have one for you. I'm not done there. I'm gonna come back on that one. And I would. Hey, especially especially the areas that are especially liquor stores. I think it's a great start because at first it hurts people. Second, it economically destroys that community, right? And so I think that would be something I would with Joshua agree on that one. I think that would be something that would be really nice to see not open up again. I don't see any benefits in it.
Awesome. Thank you for that answer. Mariam Khalid is asking another question. It seems like she's very eager. Her question is, what question do you hate to answer? That's a pretty good question. What question do you hate to answer? Oh, I think I know mine.
I like questions. I don't think there's any question I hate to answer. I hate to answer the questions that don't get asked. Ooh, figure that one out.
Well, that's a snap one right there because it's I think especially maybe when you're young there might have been difference. Like, hey, I remember when I was a young kid. Like, hey, why don't you go out? Why don't you date? I mean, it's tough. Like when you're young, like a teenager. But as an adult, you rather want people to ask you than they ask Google, right? So I rather them ask the question to me now, right? So I look at it differently now because especially I'm like, no, ask me the question. If I don't, I'll get you the right answer. But I think when I was young, sometimes social issues maybe due to I went to high school and sometimes not doing some of the things and trying to re-answer. Then some guys make a joke about it. So I think those were sometimes the things that sometimes could get somewhat frustrating. But I think as you get later on in life, you start realizing it's good that they're asking because I want them to. If I'd rather hear it from me or someone who knows that answer than try to find it out, find it from someone else who might not be the correct answer, especially about the faith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here we are with our last Dean Cuts question. Coffee or tea? Keep in mind there is a wrong answer here.
Is this capital? That is.
I'll go first. Mm-hmm. First of all, I don't drink coffee, and I don't really drink tea that much either. I'm more of a water and juice person, so it's kind of neither. But definitely, I don't drink coffee. I don't think you would want to see me on coffee. Definitely wouldn't want to see Habeeb on coffee.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee or tea, so I don't. Maybe rarely, if like at someone's party and they gave me tea out of respect. Like sometimes we go overseas and it's something like, man, they give it to you and you're supposed to out of respect, but I don't need more caffeine. so I got the natural high, right?
If he had coffee, he had like 600 more hats.
Yeah. No coffee, tea. Yeah, I mostly drink water. I like those sparkling, I like the ice. I don't know if you guys have those ice sparkling water. I kind of enjoy that, to be exact.
Awesome.
And then if I need caffeine, it's a Diet Coke. I know and it's a McDonald's Diet Coke with the ice. Well, I don't know what kind of corn syrup they put up in there, but if it's a Diet Coke, McDonald's Diet Coke.
And I hate to be preachy, but I think that the young people should not get addicted on coffee. It's always cool. It's like very cultural. Everybody does it in America, but then you talk to people, and if they stop drinking it, they get headaches and things like that. So just be smooth, ease in. Don't get addicted where you can't even function without having a cup of coffee. And look here, you got Habeeb. He's got so much energy, president and principal of the school, and look, all this energy is coming out of him. He doesn't need a cup of coffee to get going like that.
Everybody runs on Starbucks in this country too, especially the youth.
And you'll save $5 a day, which is about $150 to $200.
Oh, that's
it's a MYNA. Bring it to MYNA. Just So, and you just realize in Ramadan that you don't need that coffee in the morning for 15 hours. So I know some of you guys have been feeding for that 29 days. You don't have the shakes. It's okay. It's okay. It's just the case.
Awesome. Well, that concludes our Dean Cuts segment. So Pash, do you want to introduce the next person who's going to come up?
Yeah, Faizan is coming up again. He always has some good things to say. So without further ado, Faizan, can you remind us of the auction?
Assalamu alaikum, guys. Hope you guys are doing super amazing. I know I'm having an amazing time. Just wanted to hop in and have a quick update. So on the auction, so for item 1, reminder, that was the painting that said al-awwal and akhir, the first and the last of Allah's 99 names. Right now, our winner at that amount is Adil Khan at $100. So for now, that's the amount, and you guys, inshallah, can continue bidding. And I'm loving seeing the little auction war going on. So yeah. And then item 2, we have Brother Fiyyaz Jaat at $55. Right there. Oh, right there. I don't know how it works. But yeah, so it's right there. You guys can see it. It's at $55. This is an amazing bundle full of two MYNA shirts that I haven't seen in my life. So yeah, and also an amazing painting in the included. And then for item 3, we have Yasmin Tariq winning that currently at $70. At $70. And it's, again, this is an amazing masterpiece right here, and inshallah, like, continue keeping to donate. And yeah, and then for the final one, where we have Somra Iqbal at $165. Again, this is an amazing painting that says Fajr, and yeah, so inshallah, we will be closing the bidding in two minutes. So inshallah, guys, keep coming that in. So yeah, assalamu alaikum, guys.
All right. Thank you for that, Faizan. Inshallah, that concludes our programming. Before we end off, I just want to say, if you do want to continue, oh my.
My son inspired me.
You got a Power Rangers or something?
No, it's Bumblebee.
Oh.
Even I know that.
Let me tell you the funniest thing, Joshua. I was wearing the hat for this mask for the longest time. My son comes down. He's like, Epi, why are you wearing his mask upside down? I was like, Habeeb, you really got the hype for a nice Abraham Lincoln, like a brown Abraham Lincoln. Brabraham Lincoln.
4 years ago, we had Joshua Salaam at MYNA camp. Being president. How to put together call reps. But now, in 2020, you will see that he still raps sweet like honey. And Mr. Quadri thinks he's still funny. But what we want you to do is give your money for the work of MYNA, you see. So you will get the barakah of the 27th of Laylatul Qadri for you and me. So all of us can, inshallah, meet each other in Jannatul Firdaus, you see. So have even one little penny, it's times it by 1,000 months, you see, which is 83 years for you and me. Du'as, salah, ruku, sujud. Oh, this is going to be amazing for you and me. So please forget thee that Allah is watching. He is Al-Alim. So please take out your checkbook or pay phone or what you do right now. I don't know, but make sure you go to MYNA page. Forget me.
I think Brother Habeeb should come out with his own solo album.
You should come out with his own hat line.
You still want him drinking coffee?
Alhamdulillah. So while these guys play with their hats, Brother Fiyyaz and Brother Habeeb, I just want to thank you all, Jazakallah khair, on behalf of MYNA, the MYNA youth around the nation, everyone watching. Thank you so much for your insightful words. I think we definitely learned a lot about you. And oh wait, bidding will last until midnight. So we've extended the bidding. If you want to continue to bid, email development@myna.org, and then MYNA will contact the highest bidders, inshallah. But again, thank you all so much for your insightful words. Pash, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I would just like to give a big shout out to everybody who's behind the scenes, who played a big role in making sure this event happens. So, of course, the finance department, Sister Bayan, William Khalid, our EP finance chair. So, everybody who was involved, thank you so much. Of course, big thank you to our two speakers, Brother Joshua, Brother Habeeb. Thank you, Brother Fiyyaz. Of course, biggest shout out to my co-MC, Brother Z. Okay, that was an accident, but yeah, thank you so much to everybody who also tuned in and for donating. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. Brother Fiyyaz, do you want to end us off with a dua?
Yeah, I do, and a huge jazakallah khair to our committee. Alhamdulillah, you guys killed it. Alhamdulillah, even behind the scene, amazing job, mashallah, as well. Joshua and Habeeb, you guys, man, you made me laugh so hard today. Alhamdulillah. And I missed suhoor too. I woke up right after Fajr. So like, you know, my dehydration's on another level right now. Thank you very much. So I want to say jazakallah khair to you guys. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you guys. The last few nights of Ramadan are upon us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you guys. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our families, mashallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our loved ones. May Allah accept our dua and our ruku and our sujood. Ya Rabbil Alameen, we ask that you, Ya Rabbil Alameen, we ask that you bless us all. We ask that you accept all of our du'as. We ask that you bless our youth and our kids, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Keep them on the straight path. Raise our youth amongst the salihin, amongst the salihinat, amongst the righteous, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Please, Ya Allah, keep our youth on the straight path. Keep them with the best of friends. Keep them with the best of communities, Ya Rabbil Alameen. This quarantine situation is tough on us, Ya Rabbil Alameen. This quarantine situation is tough on us. We ask you, Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to bless our hearts, to fill them with ease and fill them with love and fill them with compassion, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Bless our speakers, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Fill their lives with barakah and their time with barakah, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Bless Brother Joshua's track, Ya Rabbil Alameen, and his new album, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Let it be filled with barakah and let it go to the ends of the earth, Ya Rabbil Alameen, and rejuvenate our youth's hearts with imans and lots of love, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Forgive us for all of our shortcomings, Ya Allah, and bless our du'as and bless all of the things that we do. Ya Rabbil Alameen, bless the work of Brother Habeeb and bless the work of all the MYNA youth that are out there and everyone that's out there, alhamdulillah. So Ya Rabbil Alameen, we ask you accept all of our du'as and let us find Laylatul Qadr. Let us wake up in the morning feeling the sakina, feeling the love, Ya Rabbil Alameen. and let us all, Ya Rabbil Alameen, have a gathering like this, but not virtually, but in person in Jannah, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, forgive us for all of our sins, Ya Allah, and let our hearts incline always towards one another and incline towards our prayers and our sujood. Everyone keep MYNA in your dua. Even if you couldn't contribute even $1, keep MYNA in your du'as. I'm telling you, it's an amazing organization. Look at the alumni that have come out of it. Look at, subhanAllah, how much work Joshua does for our community and at Duke University and everywhere. Look at Habeeb winning awards left, right, and center over his being a principal and the amazing work that he does. Alhamdulillah, I can't wait to hear the future stories of all the MYNA officers that are in here right now. Alhamdulillah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah in our time and our wealth and our iman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of our du'as. Jazakumullahu khairan. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نستغفرك ونتوب إليك بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر جزاك الله خير.
Just a quick last comment. The total amount of money that we have raised throughout this whole entire webinar, it's been $5,860. So
plus the auction.
Plus the auction.
We still got tonight, right? It's not done. It's not done.
It's not done at all. People
Some of you guys might start paying after a market time. I know you guys just waiting for the 27th night, so I think it's going up.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah Habeeb.
God bless you guys. Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.